But in honor of the draft being just 10 days away, we're doing a series on the show called Countdown to the Draft. Each day we go in depth about a particular position and a particular player that the Texans could draft either with the 3rd pick or with the 13th pick. The first player we're breaking down is Ikem Ekwonu, the offensive tackle / guard from NC State. And we're starting with Icky Nicky. That's his nickname. We're starting with Icky because he is the Vegas favorite to go to the Texans with that number 3 pick. So first, why don't we start with the nickname? Hey, Icky, how did you get the nickname Icky Nicky?
I started playing Pop Warner football when I was in the 3rd grade. I was about 9 years old, and I always wanted to play running back. That was always my dream position. And during Oklahoma drills and all sorts of stuff, I used to always get at running back. And so one day my coach just said, I reminded him of Icky Woods, Cincinnati Bengals running back, and ever since then the nickname kind of just stuck.
Icky Nicky. That was an interview that Ekwonu did with Pro Football Talk.
All right, I now want Icky Ekwonu more than ever before. I'm getting flashbacks to William Perry, the refrigerator. Give me some rushing touchdowns for Ikem Ekwonu here in Houston over these next few seasons.
So Ikem Ekwonu, nicknamed Icky after his coach giving him the nickname as he just laid it out there. Then it was Chris Sims doing the interview with Pro Football Talk, and he goes, so can you do the Icky Shuffle? And he said, yes, I can, and I have my own twist on it for when I finally score in the NFL.
Yo!
And I was like, the level of confidence that a left tackle has that he is one day going to score in the National Football League and be able to remember to hit not only the Icky Shuffle, but his spin on the Icky Shuffle. I was like, this is some confidence from the young man.
What's the twist? Does he have deli meats in his pocket?
That's one of my favorite commercials ever.
It's awesome. And I'm glad they brought it back when the Bengals made the Super Bowl this year. It's fantastic.
They really should shoot an update with Ikem Ekwonu and Icky Woods and do like a sequel to that commercial. Wouldn't that be great?
If Ekwonu turns out to be a good player, there's a chance Geico will make it happen.
Yeah, we can figure out a way to get Icky in the same commercial.
I'm not sure that little green guy knows who Ikem Ekwonu is yet.
The gecko.
Yeah, he's in charge over there.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
there's still time.
Well, if he doesn't know, he needs to keep listening to us because you're going to get to know him a little bit better.
There you go.
So this is a guy that could play left tackle. He could play guard. He did both in college at a high level. And this is a guy that if he were to be drafted by the Texans, there's not a clear position for him necessarily right away. I think he would be this team's left guard this upcoming year, unless they wanted to put Titus Howard at guard and kick Icky to right tackle, which is why, Cody, I know you're a little hesitant for the Texans maybe drafting him because there's not an obvious fit. But to me, if they take him, you're taking a guy that might be the best overall player in the draft, has the highest floor, and I think it's a really safe pick. And if you're Nick Caserio and you have 2 picks in the first round, specifically this one in the top 3, you might want to make sure that you get this one right and take the guy with that highest floor that has a chance to be not only really good, but he has a chance to be elite. Like, I think he's going to be a day one, really good player with a chance to be a perennial all-pro, Pro Bowl type player for years to come. So they took him at number 3. I'd have zero issue with this if I'm the Texans.
Yeah, if they take Ikem Ekwonu at number 3, the Houston Texans are going to play him at left guard. He's played left tackle and left guard at NC State. So they're going to play him at left guard, and he'd be the day one starter at left guard, and he'd slot in between 2 veteran players, Laramie Tunsil at left tackle and Justin Britt at center. Now, obviously, Laramie Tunsil's a former Pro Bowler at his position. Justin Britt's a journeyman who's re-signed with this team, but 2 veterans right there that the rookie can lean on, and 2 guys that have played a lot of football, and 2 guys that played a lot of football for this team as well. So I do like that aspect of, like, he's not just thrown out there where he's got to learn from guys who don't know the position or haven't been around the block in the National Football League. I don't love drafting a guy not playing him at his position that he played in college, but again, Ekwonu played a little bit of left guard at NC State. It's a couple years ago.
You think there's any chance they would draft Ekwonu and move him to right tackle and slide Titus Howard back inside? I know you'd hate that, but
I'd be slamming my head into the wall if that happened. That would make zero sense. I mean, I understand that the guys over there, George Warhop and Nick Caserio and stuff like that, I understand they know more football than me, but the reasoning behind that, when Titus Howard's best football of his career has been played at right tackle, and Ekwonu's never played right tackle, come on.
I hope I'm wrong on this, but I could see a scenario where the Texans draft Ekwonu and have a competition between Ekwonu and Titus Howard.
Jeez.
And whoever's better at right tackle will be the right tackle, and whoever loses that battle will be a guard for this team. And I'd hate that, but I could see the Texans doing something like that because it doesn't feel like they're super invested in Titus Howard, the tackle. even though his Twitter bio says he's the tackle. I don't know if the Texans brass feels like that dude is for sure this team's starting right tackle next year.
Here's more from Icky. Let's get to know Ikem Ekwonu if he's potentially there for the Texans to draft with that third pick. This was Icky talking about that conversation we just had, where he's going to play in the NFL. This is Icky talking about his versatility as an offensive lineman.
100%. I played a little bit left guard 2020 season. I played some guard throughout high school, so I definitely feel comfortable moving inside. But yeah, if you ask me, if I see myself as a left tackle. I feel like I'm just really scratching the surface, my potential at left tackle, and I just feel like, with some more development and some more time to really get right at the position, I can be great at it.
So there you go. He could do both. Now, full disclosure, if you could do both, every offensive lineman would rather be a tackle than a guard because you make more money as a tackle than you do a guard. And I understand Cody's point. If you take a guard number 3 overall, is that the best use of resources? But I think long-term, he's your starting left tackle. Laramie Tunsil's contract you can get out of after this upcoming season. You could trade him and get some value there. I don't think this team views Titus Howard the way Texans fans do. I don't know if they're sold on him being a long-term option on this offensive line. Caserio did not draft him. So if they took Ekwonu at 3, I think it's a safe pick, but that doesn't mean it's a bad pick. I think this guy has a chance to be a really, really good player going forward.
Yeah, you play him at left guard for a couple of seasons. The Laramie Tunsil situation solves itself in a way that sees Laramie Tunsil on a different team in the NFL, and then boom, you put the guy that was the former, at the time, will be the former number 3 overall pick, and bump him out to left tackle, and then go on your search for a new left guard.
Yep.
It's a lot harder to find elite tackle play, and you have to spend resources typically at a higher degree to find that elite tackle play than it is to find elite guard play.
Yeah, another reason I would like the Texans to take Ekwonu is this dude is an unbelievable run blocker. He has all of the traits to be an elite run blocker at the next level. He's physical, he's a mauler, but he's got great feet and great balance. He's got long arms and strong hands. He's durable, too. He started 31 straight games to end his college career, but he is an elite run blocker. The question about tackle versus guard is, he's not a super polished pass blocker just yet. Can he be that? Sure. Is he a bad pass blocker? No, I think he gave up 3 sacks last year. That's not a weakness or anything, but his strength is blocking for the run, and who's had the worst rushing offense in the NFL the last couple of seasons? That'd be your Houston Texans. You bring in Ekwonu, wherever the hell you play him, he's going to make your offensive line a lot better, especially when it comes to blocking for the run.
Yeah, Ekwonu at left guard, a healthy Laramie Tunsil at left tackle, a guy that's familiar with the way you're going to operate things at center, a guy that the offensive line coach is familiar with at right guard, and then figure out whoever the right tackle is. You should be able to run the football a lot better. Oh, by the way, you got to figure out the guys that tote the rock, get them a little bit better too.
No doubt.
But yeah, Ekwonu would make a huge jump for the rushing attack.
Texans fans, Ikem Ekwonu is the pick at 3. You happy? You let us know. 713-780-ESPN. Of course, you could reach us on Twitter as well, at Jake Asman, at Brad Kellner, and at Cody_Stoots.